thanks for just starting.
And we are back. Peach Fuzz episode 20. I had to go back and look on YouTube and see where we were at, but we're finally back at it.
Yeah, man, I'm fired up. We've been talking about this for a few weeks. We really kind of went a little bit harder to start the fall than we thought we would. So it's been a little longer for us to get back into this, but I'm glad we're here and glad to talk some baseball. A lot of fun stuff happened over the last few months.
Yeah, it's been a blur ever since the high school season ended, I guess was our last episode, and then we go straight into the summer. And we were like wanting to try to keep it rolling in the summer, but it's just like it's not possible.
There was no shot.
You know, the off days are the showcases, and then outside of that, it's a tournament every day. So we did not keep it rolling in the summer. Obviously, it's probably harder to do in the summer too, just because it's hard to keep up with everybody. But now we're back in the fall. It's been a great fall season. Really, our fall is kind of just now kicking off with our events coming up here in the next week or so. But yeah, so far it's been a really fun fall. The fall is like getting a little weird, just with like who's playing, who's not playing, who's moved teams, who's playing football, all that good stuff. So it's been fun chasing kids around.
Yeah, it's been interesting. You see guys on random teams. I mean, obviously we have guys like Colin Anderson show up last week playing for the Kennesaw Generals was a treat. You don't see that kind of stuff. And the fall's just, you never know what you're going to get every week. It's been good talent. We've seen a lot of good baseball. Obviously we had a bunch of standouts that we'll get to here in a little bit, because I think we've been there every week for the last like 2 months, I think already now. So it feels like the time flies by. We've seen a lot of good baseball, and it's ready. Like you just said, we still have our campus stores. We still have IDs. So the fall's really just getting underway for us.
Yeah, a little cooler weather is always nice on a Friday night there. And guys seem to play a little looser in the fall. I mean, the summer's obviously fun, but like the weather's better. Like there's scouts there, but not as many, obviously, depending on the weekend. But like we've seen a lot of standout performances. We've seen a lot of, sophomores making big jumps. We've seen your uncommitted seniors that have came out and like really showed up. So it's always a good time for that. And everybody's different, their time of, throwing and their off-season workouts and all that good stuff. So we obviously understand that. But it has been fun to see some guys. And with that, let's with all the commitments rolling through, first off, we're at, I believe, 15 future gamers from the 2027 class off the board. So we were talking about running through those really quickly. So Max Rojazinski to Auburn, Jack Johnson to Troy, Lee Holt to Texas, Brennan Neal to Auburn, Malachi Butler and Evan Brand to Georgia Tech. That'll be a fun little duo on the flats. And then Amari Griffin to Georgia, Caden Dawson to Tennessee, Matthew Westbrook to Baylor, Nate Curcio to Jacksonville State, Carson Bruce, South Carolina, Cortland French, Air Force, Ryan Trout, University of Central Florida, Bradley Lenz, Mercer. And then we adopted a new one, CJ Wall, who's in the state of Georgia now. He was on the Florida future game team that played against us. He's headed to Arkansas. And then Hayes McGinnis, Arkansas as well. I think I might have skipped over his name. So yeah, congrats to those guys.
Yeah, Power 4 heavy there with that group there. It seems to be that way every year with this team, and it's been a fast few weeks. It seemed like things were slow, and then like over like course of 2 or 3 weeks, we had about 8 in no time. And I mean, it's fired up to hear these guys. I've been talking with a few guys after their commitment, and everybody's super fired up and really like enjoying this process. It's a whole different recruiting world nowadays. So like this whole process is different for everybody. So really enjoying it, taking your visits, finding the right place for you has been big. And it's just awesome to see these guys find their right spot to play baseball at the next level.
Yeah, and talk about the process. Some of these visits they went on. I mean, Brendan Neal was down there hanging out with Cam Newton, probably, it looked like, the other day at the game.
Yeah, all the tech kids went when they rushed the field. It was the Clemson game, so like that was their main visit. So all the kids were at Tech for that game. Was crazy. I think Tennessee, Georgia was a big visit day as well. I think that was a crazy game, and that had a ton of guys at. So they've been really taking full advantage of these visits, and I mean that's what you got to do. Like you've put in the work. It's time to really find the right spot and enjoy this time.
Yeah, it's awesome to see those. You can't beat those SEC and all those big football games they're going to. I can't imagine the atmosphere. I've been on one big sideline, Texas Tech, Texas. The kids don't remember this, but Colt McCoy versus Graham Harrell. They were like top 5 in the country.
No, that's
I was on the sideline of that game, and they rushed the field. Texas Tech beat Texas on a final second throw. Michael Crabtree down the line.
Oh,
touchdown.
I recall that game like
It's kind of like an
distinctly. Yeah.
iconic
Yeah.
game. I was on the sideline for that one. My uncle's brother-in-law coached at Texas Tech, so that was a cool one. But yeah, can't imagine that for all these kids.
Yeah, I saw some videos. I was talking to Evan Brand's dad, and he was like showing me Evan freaking out in the middle of the scrum when they rush the field. It just looked like such a cool moment for these kids, and like to have that experience, like when you're there for they're there for you. You know, the baseball teams putting you up and giving you this experience, so it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and then a couple other ones to note: the 27 class, they're kind of rolling off the board pretty quickly now. Caden Borgerding, the biggest name, number 2 in the class for us, headed to Clemson. We have Gunner. We had a crew of guys just commit to Kennesaw State, which was really cool. Gunner Fokin, Maddox McCullum, and Hayden Downs. Is that right? Did I miss anybody?
Yeah, and Dylan Onro as well.
That's right. Yep. And Dylan's been absolutely going off this fall with Pro Stock. There's a couple other that I saw. Colin Thomas to Auburn, Brody Campbell to Georgia,
Hunter Hollier. Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. Justin Morrison, the Vandy, Hoyer, Mercer. I know you were super pumped on Hoyer over the
that's good for him, man. He really kind of showed out this summer. I saw him late in the spring, and then he kind of really got a chance to play in the summer for a lot for the Yankees, and really showed out and found himself a home there at Mercer. I know they're fired up to have him. There's a ton of upside there, long frame, a lot they like the same kind of build as Ethan Buffon, who they just got in this past year, just making an impact there as well. So
talk about him. I see him on the starting lineup for the soccer team every day. So that's like insane. He's going to play a full season of soccer and then roll right into. Will that season overlap? I have no idea about soccer.
I honestly no clue on soccer either. That's one sport that I've never really dove into, nor cared too much about. But I think it's fantastic to see somebody.
Lombard, we got to see Lombard at the All-American game. He's the same way, right? He's a big soccer guy too. I saw him volleying a ball as he's walking out of the BP tunnel one of those times, and I'm like, and I didn't know he was a soccer player then.
Yeah, I guess was a big deal too.
Yeah. Outside of that, Jack Simmons to George Washington. Jack's been a big riser over the last year. Found his fit in George Washington, so that's a good spot for him. I think that was it for the most part. Bryce Garrison to Georgia State. We saw him some this fall with USA Scout. Headed to Atlanta to Georgia State. But outside of that, I think that's it for the most part. We try to keep up with all these 26s. It's hard to keep up with all you guys. Y'all are committing left and right, which is awesome. Keep doing your thing there. You got Gino and Chip to Georgia College. Who else? Just saw Jack Brantner to Southern Union. A lot of JUCO commits. So it's cool. We talked about it in the fall at the Georgia Highlands Scout Day type thing. Yeah. It's so cool seeing the guys. I knew the 23s and 24s, and you're kind of in the same boat, but I really knew the 25s and really knew the 26s. So seeing these 25s at Highlands, Rob Yagu went off the day we saw him. Carson Page is at Highlands. Seeing these guys that we actually know, it's I think I'm going to be really invested in college baseball.
No, for sure.
Even though I should be, it's just we're so busy. I never get a chance to watch, but now it's I'm on the edge of my seat seeing if John Stutzer is going to start at Florida State.
Facts.
Georgia Tech's got the same boat. So I
was out there last week.
It's going to be a fun season.
Seeing guys like Coleman Lewis and Michael D, it just fires me up seeing those guys. I've been in on Coleman for a while. He's had a tough fall. Broke his handmate when he first got to school, but finally back swinging it. But just seeing him on the field and just seeing these guys working, talking to Michael, being this is the hardest baseball I've ever played, and they're out there showing their worth on an ACC field already. It just fires me up to see that, and it's just going to continue with this 26 class and this 27 class, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's really awesome to see, and I'm definitely going to be invested when spring rolls around for the college stuff. So yeah, those are the commits. 26s, keep finding those fits. A lot of prospect camps coming up. At some of the smaller schools, be sure to hit those. Those guys take a lot of guys from those prospect camps. All the JUCOs and stuff still looking for guys as well. And then you never know what's going to happen at the break with a lot of these schools. So they'll definitely be needing guys. That wraps up the commitments for those guys. Let's jump into some fall standouts. We were trying to go back through and jog our memory on some of these events weekend after weekend. But just I got to start with what's fresh, I think. Bryce Floyd is the first name that comes to mind for me. You've got to see him. I've got to see him. Avery's got to see him. We got to see him in the spring. We got to see him in the summer. But like, it's the best it's been over the last year. I mean, he grabbed 91, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. And then I think we did some stats on a Instagram post we did. Struck out 29 in 16 innings, I think, ripping off like 2,700 sliders. He's got that kind of deceptive 3/4 slot, really slings it. But the biggest thing for me, the most impressive, is like holding the velo, going up in velo, to be honest, which he could grab it when he wanted to in the summer, but like he's sitting 87, 89 right now in the fall season after a full summer throwing. So he's going to be a guy to watch at Holy Innocents in the spring.
Absolutely. Pitches with confidence, attacks. Extremely whippy arm. It's not the biggest guy you're ever going to see on the mound. He's going to go out there and pump fastballs by you. Like you mentioned, the slider up to I think I saw it up to 2,800 times in the fall. Just has a feel to pitch already. He's throwing strikes, and he's got like the arm side run on the fastball right now is pretty much unhittable to righties at times. Like he can land it up and in, and it's going to be there for him all day. He can get swing and misses. He can land it for strikes. The operation continues to get better. I think he's going to have a chance to maybe be the 1 or 2 for Holy Innocents next year as a sophomore, which is huge. And like the stock just continues to rise for him.
Yeah, it's he threw a right changeup at one point too for me on Friday night too, and it was like kind of back foot
there, dude.
Yeah. So excited to see him this spring. He was a guy we had at Southeast Super Sophomore games, and like you said, it's really popped this fall. And I guess we can kind of stay on that same note. We've seen this pro stock group a lot this fall, which has been really good. It's like 2 really good teams. We had upperclass and underclass this past weekend. But sticking with the underclass guys, another guy that's really stood out is Hayden Alley with Altoona. And I was talking to the Altoona coaches the other day, kind of checking in on them, see who they had young guys coming up. They have their fall team there with us playing a good bit. But he was really excited about Hayden Alley. Went off this weekend. It was probably close to double-digit hits, I think, across the whole weekend. Obviously, they played a long day on Sunday for the championship, but really athletic, moves well in the outfield. Just a guy that wants to hunt the fastball was the biggest thing for me. He had a bases loaded single on the first pitch Friday night, but he kind of did that all summer, and then he's carried it straight into the fall. So Altoona lost, I think, pretty much everyone for the most part, besides Parker Hope. Parker Hope and Cooper Slayton, I think they lost
Cohen Bohannon.
Bohannon. So outside of that, they're going to have guys step up, and I think Hayden Alley is definitely going to be one of those guys.
Yeah, and on that same team, Matthew Zander, a guy who's been a standout for us all summer long, came to Super Sophomore, showed really well there, finished his fall this past weekend with a perfect game for pro stock, and they're I think they went 5-0 or 6-0 on the weekend en route to a championship. But he's just a guy who just continues to get better on both sides. We know he can hit, we know he can play third, but the pitchability on the mound has really taken a huge step. I think it was up sub 60 pitches the other day on the perfect game. Like gets quick outs. It's soft contact, rolls it up, just continues to attack guys. It's a really good operation. He's going to chance to play a lot next year at Calhoun. He's going to fill roles for that team that they weren't expecting him to fill roles already to do. And it's been exciting to see that. And this guy that I think we're going to be extremely high on going forward.
Yep. Always excited to see these 2028s kind of take that next step. Another one on that team, Britton Holly. I think that's how you say his last name. But he's done the same thing. He had a big weekend. Probably close to double-digit hits as well. Same thing, explosive athlete, really good feel for the barrel, super athletic. So we could go on and on about that pro stock group. They definitely have a lot of guys. Dylan Honor, same thing. He had a big weekend. I think he hit a bomb for you last weekend, maybe.
Yeah.
So on the mound too, he slings it on the mound, mid-80s-ish, right?
Mid-80s, I think he's up to 88.
So that'll be a fun group as we move into the summer. But obviously all those guys will be breaking off in the spring. So definitely be chasing a lot of those guys. Next guy for me, he went off this past weekend. So got to mention him, Thatcher Dumford. Went 8 for 12 with 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run this past weekend. Had a home run earlier in the fall. Saw him hit earlier in the fall. Always really liked it. We saw him at a scout day early with the USA Scout, moved into Denmark. Saw him play. He was kind of in and out of the lineup, right, for Denmark?
Yeah. They're deep,
yeah, they were super deep. But he's 6'7" runner, really good swing from the left side. reminds me a little bit of John Davis-ish
Okay.
down at Southern now. So really good hitter from the left side. I think that I was talking to Coach Core, and he's definitely going to be a guy for them this spring. And I know we don't want to jump ahead of ourselves, but we keep kind of messing with the Denmark guys. It's like, guys, you got a chance this year.
I mean, between Denmark and Harrison, I don't think we can be bullish on those more than those two teams right now, which is funny to say. I mean, obviously both these teams are quality teams, but man, you look at these rosters now and what they can do and what they've added. I mean, a team like Denmark, you add a guy like Lee Holt to that lineup is ridiculous. You bring all those arms back, you get some 28 arms there popping with the guys like James Callaway and Easton Holmes. There's a lot to like there, man. It's a really fun group, and obviously we'll talk more about the high school teams as we get farther along into the winter and closer to the season. But man,
and I know those 26s are excited too, like the lefty duo in Mayer and Sebastian, and then with Jason and Gino, they're ready to go out on top. So I think they got a shot. Harrison same way. It's funny, a lot of these falls games we've been watching, it's like we'll check a guy oh, where does he go? A newer name. And it's oh, he goes to Blessed Trinity or he goes to Walton.
For sure.
Of course they got guys coming through. It's that's what it's been fun for sure. A couple of these guys at BT that we'll probably get to in a minute. It's these guys didn't play last year. How'd they not play? Which obviously they're deep, but it's going to be a fun spring.
Yeah, I think we'll see some guys who really just make themselves household names quickly this spring. They're going to get a chance to play early and often on a lot of teams. You look at around the state. I don't think there's too many teams that you could look at right now on paper and this is your starting nine. These are your arms. There's going to be a lot of guys that find holes and find themselves in prominent roles this spring, and it's going to be exciting to see.
Yeah. A few more fall standouts here. Like we said, we just want to kind of get back at this and get some fall names out there. But this 643 Jags group,
goodness gracious,
I think they played every weekend.
And hit every weekend.
They were they'd be down 5-0, and it's oh, they're going to come back. Don't worry. And sure enough, they come back.
Push themselves in the semifinals. It seems like every weekend. It's.
And we are talking about the reigning 72 national champs, which is crazy. We got the Cougs winning MPI, and then we got the Jags winning the national championship. But
and the Jags actually beat the Cougs to win
in that championship.
I think in the semis, I believe, or in the quarters. So yeah. So that was exciting.
It's a fun group. First guy for me, Ethan King has been really, really fun to watch. It's 6'2", looks the part at shortstop. Really smooth swing. It's one of those swings that it just kind of gets better as time goes. I don't know why Jackson Taylor popped into my head with him a little bit. Just kind of long, lean, athletic kid at Wesleyan, and I think he will definitely get a shot this spring just with McCullum being gone at short. I imagine he fills right in to that role with Maddox and or I guess Carter. Carter will probably be there one more year. But I imagine Ethan Vine's somewhere in the infield. So he's been one I've chased a lot this fall, just seeing the Jags so much, and I really, really like what he has going on at short.
Yeah, talking about guys who have a chance to have prominent roles next spring, and that's John Walker Brown, man. He's hit the ball as hard as anybody this fall. He put a couple balls out to dead center that were some of the more impressive swings with wood that you're going to see from a kid that age. It's a sweet left-handed swing with carry. He can drive the ball to all fields. It's real power. It's not like sneaky raw power or something like that. It's real power that plays to all fields. He showed it at times. He came through in clutch moments. The two strike approach is extremely advanced as well. He shortens up and still finds the barrel, and it's just really showed well. Lassiter's a team that lost a ton of senior talent last year, so I think he'll have a chance to move into that starting role early and have a chance to really contribute and be one of their main guys next year.
Yeah, good little 1-2 punch with him and Kyle Montgomery for sure over there at Lassiter. Keeping the train rolling with them, I guess. Spencer Leftoff has thrown well every single time we've seen him. He's pretty much their game one guy. Here's a funky lefty, not really funky, but 3/4 lefty that's running in on the hands, 80-83, right? Come and get it, type pitcher. He goes right at you. He's a kid that we got to see early this summer, and he's been throwing really, really well this fall. Who else there? Hudson Will has been swinging it week after week, gets on base. ends up scoring, comes back through, gets a knock. He's starting to hit the ball really, really hard as well. It's a ground ball line drive approach, but like he's going to drive balls in the gap with authority in upper 90 EVs. They get a couple triple digits throughout the fall.
Last game I sat on for Huddy, went 3 for 3. Everything off the bat was 93 plus. Went 1-on-1 pull side. Like there's juice there, and he knows how to hit. Like he's going to take what he can get. Like he's not going to try to pull the ball always. He's going to shoot it through the backside hole. He's going to shoot balls up the middle. He'll bunt. You know, he's got that gamer personality that we love here, and he kind of fills that role to a T.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt there with Huddy. It's going to be a good another one.
Braden Oplis on that team as well.
That's what I was looking at right here.
Yeah, like hitting the ball hard. I mean, that's what he does. I think he went 102 this past weekend. He's ended games with pull side bombs this fall. It's been really loud swings. We're talking about BT and finding roles. That's a kid right there who I think has a chance to slot into the outfield now and make an impact early. You know, they're going to have guys that are going to be fighting for positions on that team. Obviously, they're still very deep. But yeah, I think Braden's had a really standout fall and really put some momentum for him towards the spring.
Yeah, for sure. Luke Donaldson, he was Jags, right? He was on that team, or was he Cougs? He was Jags.
I think he's Cougs. I think he might be Cougs.
He looked awesome in his start. He's going to be really good for River Ridge this spring too. Yeah. It was up to 88, 89 maybe. Yeah. Lean, wiry, athletic kid. Like he's going to throw hard. Just because I was on this one, I know you got to see Jack Johnson this fall. Really good, right?
Really good. Up to 92, spinning the breaking ball up to 2,800. It was like 88-2 slider. The changeup plays to both sides. It's pretty much one of his best pitches to lefties. He can throw it whenever he wants. I mentioned Harrison a minute ago. Obviously, he transferred to Harrison last year, had to sit out the season. Will be back full-time this year. They add him. They add Colin White, who's been out for a year with injury. So adding those two guys back. They've added some out-of-state talent and a guy like Breck Hephill as well. So I know I'm getting off topic here, but Jack's been very good. Yeah, Jack's been very good since he got back from future games, committed to Troy. He was one of our earliest commits. The body's there. It's like he's a sneaky athlete, 6'5".
Yeah, runs like a 6'5".
Dude, it's freaky. It's like you don't see it. Like it's a body that really hasn't fully grown yet either. It's high waisted. He's kind of gangly still. Like he's just kind of figuring it out. He's going to get strong and throw fuel. It's 3 pitches. He throws it for strikes. And he attacks his zone. I mean, I'm bullish on him. I've been bullish on him since the first time I seen him pitch, and it's just continued to get better. And it's going to be good, man. I'm really excited for that team and what he can do this spring.
Yeah. Last thing here on the fall standouts, just because I know you got to see a lot of them. What about some of these guys on the Astros? We've obviously seen a lot of them. We haven't got to see a lot of Brock Rain, but we got the RJ Cope experience. So I know it was a lot of fun for you to watch those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I was pumped. So like I've seen a ton of video from RJ since he's been 14. You know, I've never really got a chance to see him pitch a full outing before. You know, like we get East Cobb a lot, but we don't ever get him like when he's like the weekends he pitches or things like that, whatever.
Which he's newer. He's newer to East Cobb. He's newer. Okay.
So we didn't have too much GBSA before that either. So like it was tough to see him a ton. And then it plays academy ball too as well. So may have a chance to see him more this spring. We'll talk more on that as the fall goes on. But it was exciting. He was up to 95. He was throwing a sinker and a 4-seam. He was blowing guys. The changeup looked like it could be a potential plus pitch. I mean, granted, he's 6'7", 240 or 6'9", 240. Excuse me. I don't want to sell him short on his height there. One of the nicest kids and best makeups I've seen. I went down to Statesboro and did like a scout day with Georgia Premier a few weeks back. It was fantastic to get out and just spend some time with RJ, and then seeing him on the mound and at the plate. I hit a run roll walk-off bomb 110-1 this fall, which is just things you don't see at the high school level, especially with Wood, you know. So like it's kind of freaky, obviously, with that type of frame and that type of twitch and strength he has, and that it was been really exciting to see. And he's had a really good fall overall. Went down, had a really good weekend this past week in the tournament. It's been really good to see. Brock Rain, you mentioned him as well. I've seen it a little bit at Stars Mill. I went down and saw it last year a few times, but I've never really like sat in on it. And all he did this fall is hit and hit the ball extremely hard. There's a ton of twitch. It's a high waisted 6'3" frame. He's going to stick on the left side of the dirt as well. And I think he went 104 pull side, 103 pull side. And it's long homes. It's not cheap shots. He finds the barrel. He gets to it. The bat speed's unreal. It's just a guy that you kind of have to lock in on and look at as a guy to be a potential draft guy next year because he's going to fit the mold. He's going to fit the model for a lot of teams. And if he hits in the spring, I mean, the sky's the limit for that profile at the next level.
Yeah, and we touch on rankings maybe a little bit later, but like with these 26s, like Cope and Rain and Blake Bryant, Keon, Sharman, Malachi, like Contreras, like we have like 8 guys that could potentially be like, big time guys. Like it's kind of insane how this class is starting to come together, to be honest. And then you got guys like Dion Reesting coming back for injury, Ty Tillery, who looked awesome this fall,
continues to get better.
Sheeler's the same. Martin Sheeler's the same way. Like him and Brock went, Bash Bros home runs. It seemed like all fall. He was like torching balls. It's just like glancing at these names. It's crazy to see how much these guys have really progressed. And like,
the 26 group has really just made themselves a presence. We knew it was good. Like we knew it was good last summer at the Futures Game team, but like that whole group, pretty much 1 through 50, has all made a jump now, and all making themselves look like high level college guys or pro guys, and like it's just been exciting to see because like that's like one of the first groups I've had to spend like 2 or 3 years with now. So seeing that group develop and become the team that they are, the guys that they are, is pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, for sure. You got to peek at Cam Jackson too, and he's looking the part.
Yeah, so, looks awesome, man. Really
super 60s right around the corner for these guys. I think we're going to have a pretty good show in there. Even up our showing last year, I think last year we obviously had the most we've ever had, so I think we're going to have a really good group there.
I think we have to beat it this year. Like I don't see any way around it. Yeah, I know. I think we're one-upping it, and a lot of those guys, are already making impacts. We have some guys get drafted from that group. We have guys like Cooper Underwood, who's already making an impact at Tech as well. So that group looked really good last year, and again, like I said, this group might be even better.
Yeah, no doubt there. Keeping the trend of the fall a little bit, kind of shift, which just talking about the 26s, but let's shift focus to some uncommitted 26s. Still a lot of good names out there. And I know it's a process. I know these guys are talking to guys and taking visits and everything else, but just wanted to run through a few of the top uncommitted guys that we have got to see this fall, and then others, some we didn't get to see, but obviously are still uncommitted. Reese Leathers is the first one. I know I got to first see him down at Ola in a playoff series when they were sophomore, because him and Mendez kind of stood out, and they were both sophomores at the time. And he just keeps hitting. He's put on probably 15, 20 pounds, probably since his sophomore year. Since I saw him, he was kind of, pretty lean kid then, but he's hit a ton for you with Black Cobra's team that he put together.
Yeah, I mean, every time I saw him swing the bat, it was 90 plus. It was backside barrels. It was pull side barrels. He has an approach to use the whole field. He's not going to get cheated. He's going to spoil good pitches consistently. Like I think it was a quality AB every time. Like he's ready to hit. He's going to take his pitches. There's defensive makeup there as well. Like I think he could be a long-term third baseman. I think the arm strength plays across the infield. The makeup's high as well. He was a leadoff bat.
Awesome.
Great kid. Yeah. Was a leadoff bat all fall. Just like I said, gets on base, will run, is a willing runner, gonna play hard at all times. It's just like that kind of dirty gamer type that you like to see. And like when you hit like that, it kind of stands out. And when you can get up there and just bang every time you see him, it's hard not to be in on a guy like that. And I think looking at these 26s and somebody like him, he's going to find a spot late and then end up finding the right spot for him. And that's when it really takes off for these guys when they're committing late.
Yeah, and I just got done writing about somebody. Oh, Rylan Leminitz from this past week. Like, even though he's a 27, he gives me the vibes of like kids that get better when they get into college. It's just like a slow progression. Sometimes they don't get their shot as much in high school because they're at a school like Walton where they're loaded and deep with senior and upper class talent. There's so many guys, uncommitted 26s like this, like kids like Leathers, guys like Vernon Woodard, who's South Carolina now, unfortunately. But, guys like that, Logan Weidman is another one. Like once they get into college, like I think that's where they're going to start seeing their peak. which is good. It's awesome for kids' careers. Like, obviously, there's been a ton of kids be good at 14 and they're still good, but it's guys like Reese and some of these guys they've just slowly ticked up that are going to end up being really good college players somewhere.
For sure.
Who else we got here? Dimitri Watts, top backstop, still uncommitted, future gamer for us. Ojeda is recently uncommitted, correct?
Currently uncommitted, yes. Recently decommitted.
Yep. So he's another one. Matthew Franitovich, saw he's like going off in football right now, like leading Forsyth County in yardage on the diamond. So who knows? Maybe a little two-way action for him somewhere. Nate Russell's slinging darts on the football field too.
Yeah, that Cartersville looks like one of the best teams in the state right now. I see all their highlights every week, and that seems like a pretty talented little group they got over there. I mean, Cole Crawford's a 4-star now in football as well. Speaking on a baseball player, doing his thing for them as well.
And these next two, I don't know what guys are waiting on with Walker Killamit and Joseph Soto. It's like, you know what you're going to get every time out. Like, we've never not seen them perform. Like Killamit, like if he has a 0 for 2 day, the other 2 times he probably got on base and stole 2 bases and scored 2 runs, and he goes and gets it in the outfield. Soto's the same way. We got to see him this fall, still just cruising mid to upper 80s pitchability. So those are 2 big uncommitted names still in the 26 class. Who else we got? Big Kenny Foudy, another top catcher there. We got to see him a couple times this fall. Looks really strong. Isander Poventud, same way. Like, what are we waiting on? He keeps performing. He's probably one of the last ones out on that Cougars group. Brett Hickson, Brunswick. We know we've been high on him for a long time. Gamer that can swing it from the left side. So yeah, there's a lot of good talent still left out there. Yeah. Peach State, like even as we start getting down, like Garrett Ray is going to be coming back from injury. Drew Harmon's looked great as of recent. Yeah. Looked like he's been back at it. Alexander Reyes, he just committed Northwest Florida. I think I saw that today.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Chris Guillory flipping to Houston from Kennesaw.
Going out there with Trey Robbins, who committed this fall as well. Yeah, Trey Robbins going out there as well. So Houston and Kyle Cheeseborough stepping back into Georgia and getting some guys. Love to see that. So one of our guys there. So that's cool to see.
Last couple here, two corner guys, Veer Patel and Charlie Delk. Veer Patel's like mashed this fall with the Astros.
Summer, fall, spring, like it's really been consistent. Like we kind of just like saw it a few times early with where is he at? I forget what school he's with.
Vidalia.
We saw it a couple times.
We were down there at Colquitt.
And Caden Nance. But yeah, he's just always hit, man. Like it's power from the left side. He can drive balls to all fields. Like I've said that a lot today, but there's a ton of power guys that are still in the market that we need to talk about. But yeah, I'm high on Veer Patel. I mean, it's a first base profile currently, but I think you can put him in the outfield. He can perform there as well. So I think there's value there. I think when he finds his home, he's going to be a guy who can be instant impact at the next level. Same thing with Charlie Devil as well. The swing has really looked good this spring. I mean, this fall. I keep saying the spring. I don't know what time of year it is anymore. It's just baseball. I guess it's just baseball. So. But no, Charlie's been really showing an up the middle approach. Really starting to hit a lot more line drives. Not trying to sell it for power. Really just trying to get to the barrel, and I think it's paying off for him. And it's looked really well in the late in the summer and in the fall as well.
Yeah, I did see Veer. He looked like he was on a visit to Memphis maybe a week or so ago.
Yeah, I did see that. I think
gave the old hashtag uncommitted. Everybody,
let's get us, man. We got caught with one of those one time, So
I feel like whenever Malachi did that, I feel like he was one of the early ones to do it.
I've never been called so fast in my life by a college coach in my entire life. But yeah, it was like Thanksgiving week. It was like Thanksgiving weekend, I think too. I was like in the car driving home from like a family trip, and I was like not paying attention,
Yeah. But yeah, good stuff there. Yeah, with that, I guess we could roll into to some rankings here. Nothing too crazy on rankings. We obviously updated them. I don't even know, when was that?
August around.
Yeah, August and September. Nothing too like the 26s. It like we said, we talked about. It was more the same. Like we could have 1A to 1G, with this class
Literally.
to a sense. So it's for this class. It's just like now it's seeing how their senior years go. Like it's there's really not a whole lot. You guys got like guys like Colby Martin, Connor Strainmark, Carson Ray, like all got big bumps after really big summers. Logan Weidman, Caden Howell. What about Caden Howell, Western Carolina?
Right.
Kid that we kind of like fell in love with at East Georgia preseason ID, less than a year ago. And then next thing you know, he's headed to Western Carolina, which I think will be a really good fit for him. Cade Cox, Charlie Schroep, guys like that had big spring season. We saw take some jumps. Jake Perry is another big uncommitted 26 that we really like from Troop. We got to see him at the Georgia Senior Games. Jake Boland's another one. We got to see him this fall, right? Avery saw him. He had a really good fall outing, so he's going to make a school really happy. Whether it's starting, whether it's out of the pen, he's a guy that you've always been able to rely on. Anything for you with these 2026s? I know, like we said, like at the top, it's just like kind of seeing what happens now.
I mean, even like a guy like Nick Bobrowski from Pope. It's a guy we've seen a ton. We've always thought it was like just a pitchability lefty when we saw him in high school ball, and he gets into the summer and starts ripping off like 31, 32 UFO sliders at any time he wants, 3,200 UFO sliders whenever he wants. Can run the fastball up to 86, 87. He can throw strikes whenever he wants. It's kind of like a bulldog come right after you Demeter on the mound that I didn't know was there. He threw a no-hitter this late in summer this year and had some of the most fire I've seen out of any pitcher. That's a guy that I think made a huge jump. Not that I know, made a huge jump for us from the 200s in the 84th. Committed to Georgia Southern right after that. I think he was supposed to come to top prospect and committed like right or
that's right, like a day or two before.
Yeah, committed right before. So, but I'm fired up. It's a guy we've seen a lot, but like he's going to be the ace for like I think the second or third year now at Pope, which is insane being a pitchability lefty. But it's real stuff. It's come right at you, and it's going to get the job done. That's a guy I think you look at he's in the 80s, but he can be anywhere you want him to be. So it's really good there to see that with that class.
Yeah, and a lot of we know we have the heavy guys at the front that like might end up getting their name called come the 2026 draft. But as we go down the list, it's just like, yeah, I'm going to see that kid playing in college early. Like guys like Ben Fussell, Tyler Van Sumer, Matthew Kerrigan, Santos Wade, Will Myhan, Branson Crawford, like they're all right there clumped together with each other. That's all a group that it's like that I would bet on to make a splash as soon as they step on campus. They're all just those types of kids that thrive in the environment that's going to push you, which is D1 college baseball. So I'm just excited to see guys like that, whether, they go off this spring or, just kind of do their thing and get ready to go to school. It's going to be fun to watch so many of these guys as they get into college.
No doubt.
Colin White, you briefly mentioned it, but he's been chucking it. He's going to be fun. Him and Jack Johnson at Harrison, that's going to be heck of a 1-2 punch there. Jumping over to the 27s, I guess first, just with Chubb at the top, I guess we could touch on All-American game. That was fun, right? Having our 3 Georgia guys there.
I'm glad to see we do three plus guys 2 years in a row, which is awesome to see. They've shown out both years. Obviously, having Chubb there was cool. He's had probably one of the biggest breakout years of anybody in the country. He kind of just. We saw it last year. It was kind of like more of a thrower than a pitcher. There was some arm talent there. It was 88, 92. Could throw some strikes when he wanted to. Then he came out this spring, and it was a completely different guy. 93, 95, grabbed some sevens, was throwing strikes, confident, 4 pitches, a completely different animal. Still showing the juice at the plate. Freaky ran a 6.3 at future games just for shits and giggles, excuse me there. But like, it's all the tools you could want in a player right now. He's one of our top uncommitted 27s still left in the group, obviously as the top player in the class. But it's been Chubb's year, and it's excited to see. He obviously just had another great week. I think went down to Jupiter and had an awesome week. So it's good to see that as well. So it's easy to see why he's the top of the class. But another one, you could look at this group from 1 through 5, and it's like, okay, you can make a case for any of these guys to be the top player in the class.
Yeah, no doubt. And before we completely switch to 27s, just a quick shout out to Condon and Blake Bryant for coming down to Miami with us.
Facts.
Condon ended up in the home run derby finals. You know, he always says like I don't hit home runs.
I don't
but
hit
like
home runs. You know, it's always been that.
it was like he went 412 in the second deck. Him and David Sharp, our Deep South coordinator, they just like they got in a groove, and he rattled off like 3 or 4 in a row, just hammering balls. Had a broken bat single in the game that was like barrel. Just like I think he swung hard enough to break the bat. It was like our cool, yellow Mizuno bats that we just got, and he snaps it. But yeah, he was a lot of fun. It was awesome to like hear from the big leaguers about him, like Sean Casey, Yan Gomes, Johnny Damon. Like
he was everybody's favorite person, man. Like it was
like the way he interacted.
It's an infectious personality, and like you can just tell it's real energy. It's not like somebody who's like putting on a show or like just trying to be different when he's in the spotlight. And it was exciting to see that. He had never, I guess we saw him when he went out there for workout day. Like he had never
been on a field.
Never played on a big league field, like in any kind of capacity. So like the juice he had just walking on the field was like just so real and like authentic that it just made the experience that much better for us and for him as well. So
yeah,
it was definitely.
We told him sorry. Mizuno said they would have went back and hooked him up with like a hoodie. So we dropped the ball on that one.
We did drop the ball for sure
for the signature hoodie at the All-American game. And then Blake was great. Like I drove 8 hours to see 2 innings before a rain delay for Blake, which we've been high on Blake for a while now. And you did the same thing. You drove to Columbus to see him. So like we put in the work for Blake this past year to get him there. And he definitely showed out there. He's going to be one too. It's like, he's just going to be 96, 97 one day, which he's already starting to like get close to that. But like,
yeah, it might be in the spring, honestly. Like it's
after basketball,
like it's coming.
So yeah, had a lot of fun down there with those guys. 27, 28 are up next. We want to beat that 3 mark. I think we'll definitely do that probably here this next year. I think we'll have quite a few more there. But
yeah, these 2 groups, I mean, we have. I mean, looking at the 28 group, I mean, 2, 1,
3,
4,
3 in the
10,
top 10.
Yeah, 3 in the top 10 in the country. Not in the state, but in the country. They're all quite talented individuals, so I think that's a chance for all that next year.
Yeah, jumping into this 27 group, future games group, a lot of fun there. Guys are starting to kind of make their mark and kind of separate after, the summer. And usually the spring season is really big for a lot of these guys. Hayes is being Hayes, just come into Arkansas, like MVP of our game of the day at Future Games, 4Ks. So he's done nothing but perform. Borgening jumps into the 2 spot. It's just like the hit tool is what's developing so much from him. Like he's gotten so much stronger. He's always been, as a freshman at Etowah, he had to be a first catcher, and then the rest kind of took care of himself. 9, 8, 7 hole, and then now he's going to be in the heart of the order this up and coming year. So expect a big year from him. What else we got? Lee Holt, he's been really good, right?
Yeah, I mean, the sky's kind of a limit for Lee Holt. We knew what he could do in a showcase environment. Obviously, it's some of the loudest power tools and power profile we have in the class, but he's starting to do it in game. Like he's starting to figure it out. He's starting to take his pitches. He's starting to find pitches to hunt early in counts. He knows he's not going to get up there and see 3 fastballs in a count already. So like he's starting to be a lot more patient. He hit an absolute nuke in future games. He hit multiple nukes in the summer as well. Like the juice is very real, and like the hit tool is starting to come along. He's got real tools behind the plate. You can play him. I think there's multiple positions that he can be a quality defender at as well. Once he finally figures that out, and it's hard not to be in on this profile right now. Like he could be, he could have the most power in the country by the time he's a senior. Like it's that kind of juice. I think 107 in BP this summer, which was just unreal. But
yeah, I'm excited to see him at Denmark with that group. That's going to be a lot of fun.
And Brennan Neal in this 27 group, I think, has got a ton of upside. He's really made a huge jumped in the top 10 rankings. Again, another future gamer committed to Auburn. It's a big, long 6'2" frame, impact defender at short, hits the ball hard, 92 off the mound, 6'5" runner. Like this is number 8 kid in the class too. So it's like there's real depth. There's real depth here. There's real talent, like pro talent in this 27 group. So I think it's exciting to see.
Yeah, for me, jumping down to 16 and 17, both making giant jumps. That's Evan Brand and Maceo White. It's hard not to love what they did over the spring. Maceo was a kid that Avery was on in February when it was 30 degrees out. He's like, dude, there's this Maceo kid at Maynard Jackson. He's like in the thick of it at Maynard Jackson, like him and Charlie Schroet, like he was all about those guys. And sure enough, Maceo was liable to have the biggest breakout year of this whole group. Honestly, I think he was double-digit home runs this summer, if I'm not mistaken.
It's
so
real tools.
Ran a 6.2, right?
6.2.
Future Games tied a Future Games record, or the guy just got him.
Yeah, he just under it. Yeah, so he was like second or third. 5% body fat as well. Like just impact defender on the left side of the dirt. Got a strong arm. The power though is really what's exciting.
Oh, it's so sneaky.
He's maybe 6 foot, 160 pounds, and it's like, or maybe not even 160 pounds, and it's like easy juice to the pull side. Like he can get to the barrel. He's not selling out for it either. It's a real profile, and like I've talked about him. I've mentioned it with like whether talking with pro scouts or college coaches, like tools wise and like profile. Like it's very similar to somebody like Daniel Pierce who just went top 15 in the draft last year. Obviously, he's years away from that, but it's hard not to love everything that Maceo is doing right now with the frame, with the projection, and the tools. It's kind of easy to bet on it.
Yeah, and then Evan Brand, obviously Ramsey and those guys like what they saw out of him. It's just like you know what you're going to get, left side, right side. It doesn't matter. Heck, jump on the mound, run it up to 87. You know, he was there.
Elite college player, like
he was their game one. He was their game one guy every tournament, and then he was their championship guy every tournament. So who knows? He might be 9.92 on the mound, come to college, and he turns into a pitcher. I don't think that's going to be the case. Turn into a pitcher,
he's even throwing a kick change now that he learned from Hayes at Future Games. So they were toying.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Like, now he's throwing it in game and getting guys out. Like I think he got Hayes out with it this fall, which is even funnier. So like I was talking to Evan's dad about that, the whole thing too, which that fires me up too. Like we did this last year, like doing like stories with who you want to steal somebody's pitch. Now we're just teaching each other pitches and then we're using it in game. It's just that kind of stuff fires me up. And that's just the type of player that Evan is. Like he just kind of figures it out. Like I mentioned, somebody was telling me that his best position might be catcher, and he plays he plays all 9 positions on the diamond. Like it's that kind of player. Like he's gonna be an elite college guy. Like he's gonna fill every role you need him to fill, like the ultimate glue guy. And there's a real ceiling there too. He's gonna hit, he's gonna defend. But yeah, it's hard not to be in on Evan Brand. We've been in on for a while now, and it's cool to see when those guys like who you see in a showcase. Obviously, he's hitting the ball hard now. I think he was up to 100 EV this summer. But like the tools aren't going to like explode off the page. His frame's not going to explode off the page.
Change it in game.
Yeah, and he's going ACC. And it's easy to see that too. So like that's the type of guys that really it's easy to bet on and easy to see why they're being successful.
Yeah, and then a couple more here just because they're grouped together here. Carson Reeves and Pierce Henry, 2 more guys that had really
Jackson, man.
Yeah, Pierce Henry's had a big year. I think he's going to, probably explode this spring, get in close to probably, I think he hits 5, 6, 7 bombs this spring for sure. And then Carson Reeves, granted, he didn't get to play a ton last year just because Buford was so loaded, but he's a guy that I've kind of circled to take over in that outfield for Buford. Runs a 6'3", 6'4", and really good feel for the barrel, really explosive. So he's one I kind of got circled as a breakout guy.
That roster again this year is going to be very, very good.
And they added Ojeda, right? Is that breaking
news as well? Yeah, I mean, I think it's been known for a little bit. Yeah, but like
Bubba Coleman's back. Bubba
Coleman's back in Georgia, yes, as well. So that's another addition for the 20.
We got to get him back added. I think we took him out because he went to Arizona, but got to get him added. Outside of that, anybody else in this 27 class? Marcus Labouchiere. Labouchiere. Don't want to butcher that.
I probably butchered it too. So I mean, I'm not gonna. But he's been another one who's really stood out. His hit every time we've seen him. It's been very good.
We briefly mentioned Maddox McCollum. He's another one.
We talked about the pro stock boys earlier, but Jensen Morneau, like I was all in on Tanner Morneau last 2 years. Hit as much as anybody I saw in the state. I think Jensen's got a chance to be as good as him or even better. He's an impact defender behind the plate. Struck out, I think, twice in 43 plate appearances this fall as well. Hits the ball hard, works backside, really just understands the game. Again, those Pope kids just really play the game well. They're extremely well coached. Pope and Pro Stock together, it's kind of can't beat that with the coaching. So it's good to see that, and he's just developing at a slow pace. The body's starting to really lean out and get more physical. I think he's got a chance to really explode as a junior and senior.
Yep. And Pitt mixed with him too. Obviously, you've been your guy for a while, but Wimbush as well. He just went off. He just went off this past weekend, and he's another one like Evan Brand. Like his best position might be catcher.
Yeah, honestly, like he came to a showcase of like he was still listed as a catcher on our site, so we had him doing catcher drills. He's like, I'm not really catching anymore. I was like, but you can do it if you want. He's like, all right.
It was like 1.9 flat.
Yeah, no, like 1.8, 1.81, 1.83.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like 83 behind the plate. Like, I mean, to be like candid, like I've talked to 3 different schools this week about Luke Wimbush.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to say. They text me his name, and I say no brainer.
Yeah, no brainer. It's easy. It's easy to see. Like I've been in for a while. Like it's real tools. Like it's 90 across the infield. He's gonna hit. He's gonna compete. Again, a guy you look at, he's probably 5'9", 5'10", 170 pounds, but it's built well, and it's really like it's a game profile. It's going to show up in game. I think the stats he had this summer and fall were ridiculous, but it's just going to steal bags too. Like he's going to run. It's going to be an attacking profile. And he's going to get to a school and probably play shortstop somewhere. Like that's another thing. Like he might be I think he's good enough to play shortstop. Like he might get a chance to play everyday shortstop next year. So I think he's got a real chance there.
Yeah, last one, really big riser for me was Jackson Loy. He was a guy on that Cougars team as well. Yeah. Really, really solid defensively. Hit tool was the same way, like hit all summer. Him, Kyle Montgomery were kind of the 1-2 punch behind the dish for those guys. So definitely we'll have to get out and see him at Darlington at some point this spring. It's definitely going to be a good one there. That can definitely be a guy that's long-term behind the dish.
No doubt.
Moving on to these 28s, this is start like when it, once these 27s get past future games, not that we completely shift our focus, but like this is kind of our next up and coming group. And we got to really get a really big jump on these guys at Southeast Super Sophomore games this past year, right at the end of summer in August. So plan on doing that again. We saw a lot of those guys at that event, Brooks DeRosa, Matthew Zander, Santiago, like we saw a ton of these guys there, but this coming high school season is a big separator for a lot of these guys. At the top, it doesn't get much better than Dex, Colin, or Leo. We don't have to go on and on about those guys, which we could. And then landing at 4 is Brett Kinfield, newcomer to the state. So it's we got to see him like in person for the first time at the Cup, right? And it's like, all right, this kid's pretty tooled up.
It's like 6'2", 210.
Really well.
Was playing center with his frame. Like it's a heavy left-handed swing as well. He's got power to the pull side. Like he's got bat speed already. He shows feel for the barrel. And like I mentioned, like the frame is there. It looks like the real deal at this point. And he moved again. We talk about Harrison. This is another addition they're going to have this year. That's 3 huge names with White, Johnson, and now Hemphill in his team. Even his younger brother, Jude, is in the 29 group, who can really play as well. But both of those kids adding to that team is huge. But we're high on Hemphill, obviously going into 4th in the country, 4th in the state immediately. But like the stuff is real. He was one of the best players in Pennsylvania before he moved down, and I think he's got a chance to really explode and become a household name pretty quickly in the state.
Yeah, and we'll do another big we'll do like a 2028 big long episode when they come out, after the fall season. We're just kind of touching on some of the bigger risers here, but, just kind of going down the list. David Vargas, we got to see a lot in the spring. He jumped into the top 10. I know you're in on that. Joseph Nystrom, same thing on that Denmark squad, hurt last year. I think he's going to be a really, really big piece there. Brooks DeRosa just keeps hitting, probably one of the hotter hitters of the summer on that Brave Scout team that we got to see a lot of. Dallin Jones-Teasley, we got to see at preseason All-State last year. I need to look back. He was like 80, 82, I think, and he's bumping 90 now, so watch out for him at Parkview.
I think he's going to be like the 1 or the 2 for them this year, and confidently be the 1 or the 2, and I think that's a huge for them to see that development in such a short time.
Yeah, and then summer-wise, guys that had really big summers, Trip Sapp, Loganville had a really good, solid freshman year at Loganville, played third, pitched a little bit, got DH for some, but really came into his own at the dish. And then Cal Williamson shoved every time we saw him, I think. And then he did the same thing at super sophomore games. It was like kind of nasty weather, right? That morning,
Yeah.
or no, that might have been a game or something. And I saw him. He's like, yep, I'm just going to go out here and see what I got. Weather's not the best. I think it was a fall. I think it was when we saw him in the fall, and he just absolutely shoves. So he's one for North Atlanta. I'm sure he'll play a big role there for those guys. Peyton Oshieski has looked awesome this fall. If he stays in the zone, like he could have one of the better years at Gainesville for this 28 class. It's electric. It's going to be 91, 92.
At this point in his development is very eerily similar to what Dean Livingston was at this point, and who we saw get up to 99 by the time he finished high school. Like, I think that's kind of the ceiling looked at with Oshieski. The operation continues to clean up and he starts to throw more strikes. I think the fuel is going to really come, and he's going to throw very, very hard.
Yeah, and he sat like 87, 89. Like, he didn't throw a pitch under that when we saw him this fall. We mentioned Bryce Floyd. It's been really, really good. Ryland Farlow is another name to know for Greenbrier. Going to be a big-time arm and bat for them this year. Keeping it moving. We'll start wrapping this thing up. Cal Pearson, keep an eye on him and Kingston Jones at Pope. Yeah. That's a good athletic 1-2 punch. That's going to be a lot of fun with Wimbush and Morneau and Abney. So when we start talking about those, I just want to start talking high school.
I know.
Rattling off names like that.
That's why every time I mention somebody, I start talking about the high school. We've mentioned Harrison and Denmark.
Yeah.
It's easy. That's where we thrive is the high school season. And I think that's where you guys really care about this show the most is during that time. And we love doing it. Like I was talking before we even got on the air this year, like how much you guys really cared about the high school content last year, and that was really fired me up.
Aiden Watson been slinging at QB1 for Harrison. We got a peek at him this fall, so watch out for him. He's going to be another one. The Harris twins, Noah and Landon at Benedictine. We're going to get down to Savannah preseason to try to see those guys. What else we got here?
I might be seeing them boys when I'm down there as well. Let me see here.
Cole Johnson at Prince Ave. I got to see him this fall at the Cup with the TGD backs team. He can really hit. Avery got to see him some in the spring, but he's going to be a role guy for them, or not a role guy, but he's going to be an impact guy for them this spring. Braxton Sykes was a big riser for us in this class. We got to see him with the Florida Burn, Frederica Academy kid that we saw at the GIAA state championship, QB as well. But just like scrolling through this 28 list, Hank Drew is a name to know at Lowndes. Keep an eye out for him to jump into that lineup this spring. Cole Roberts has had a really good fall. Be ready for him at Walnut Grove. We got a handful of lefties that are going to end up being some impact arms. Everything from Evan Wiley at Sequoia to Leighton Bradley at Walton. There's some lefties in here that can really, really pitch. Hunter Holmstrom, who's at Noonan now. So yeah, we could just rattle off these, but we'll start focusing on these more and more as we go, and have kind of a full ranking show as we get this thing back rolling as rankings start to update. We were going to kind of touch on the 29s, but we got to see a handful of those guys this fall. But I think we'll save that for ranking season here in the next few months after the fall season. So we will. I was thinking we update those before the high school season, but we do update those before the preseason. So those will be a lot of fun to do.
On that even too,
Yeah. And last thing we wanted to touch on here, fall campus tours are coming up. I know the fall's a tricky time. Like, guys are shutting down, guys are playing football, but we understand all of that. Like, we know the circumstances all you guys are in. The fall really for us is really just to get a jump on the preseason. We're going to have the biggest preseason schedule we've ever had in January before the high school season. But this fall, October 26th, we're headed to North Georgia. November 2nd, we're headed to Georgia Southern. November 8th, we're going back to UGA. That one will have gameplay with it. We'll do a showcase then game. So that's kind of a new little addition there. We want to utilize that facility as much as we could, since we'll kind of have it all day. And then lastly, we'll go to the brand new Kennesaw State field, which looks awesome. If you guys haven't seen pictures of it, it's like top notch. Really excited to get out there for that. So we want to see you guys, especially some of you guys that we got a brief glimpse of this fall in the tournaments. We want to see you guys out at these events. We want to get you guys, in there for preseason All-State, upper class and underclass. We'll have both days of it. So outside of that, we're excited to kind of get our showcase season underway. We got a couple scout days that we'll throw in as well. I know we are excited to be back recording the podcast. We're going to probably use this throughout next week for some content stuff, and then we'll get back going Monday after the North Georgia campus tour. That sound good? That good?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Sweet.
And we'll start getting back to some live stuff as well, too, because I know you guys fell into make this year a little bit more interactive. Last year, I know we worked with some comments on there, but I think we should be able to do some more with it this year, I think.
And I was thinking more stuff, too, like not even like player focused, like even talking about like I saw some stuff on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, like helping guys, like talking about like their profile on Twitter and stuff, like what videos to post, who to tag, when to DM, like just stuff like that that can help you guys.
That's a big deal. Like recruiting stuff is huge. Because
like I tell people all the time, like I think Division I guys are going to have online recruiting coordinators. Like they might not be called that, but they're going to have recruiting coordinators that just sit on a computer and build lists from our rankings and then watch our videos from tournaments. And like, there's going to be a database of you guys on X at this point, like especially 28s and 27s. Like, there's guys that I can think of right now that have 15 plus videos from us on there. So I think that can be really beneficial just because we're on both sides of it. Like we've seen it from a player side, and then we know what the coaches, like we know what coaches say to us. We know what, pro scouts talk about too. Like, they use that stuff. They text us all the time about players. So we want to try to help you guys make sure that you're marketing yourself the right way on there. So I think that's some cool stuff. Like I said, other topics, throw them in the comments. We're on YouTube. All the episodes are on YouTube. Get us to 100 subscribers. We are at 84 right now. So let's get to 100 before.
Come on, boys.
Yeah, before the new year, let's get to 100, and then 2026 we'll be off and running. Weekly episodes. We'll get Big Avery back on here. We got Tucker, our media guy that's put out all the cool videos on you guys this summer. We're gonna have him clipping some stuff up, hopefully doing some cool videos there. So a lot of good stuff down the pipeline for Peach Fuzz. So looking forward to get this thing rolling. Ian, any last regards?
No, I'm fired up to be back. I'm excited to be talking for an hour on high school baseball here in Georgia again. It's what we do best here, is talk about this, be about it, cover it. This is what we do here. This is what prep baseball Georgia does in the state. So yeah, I'm just fired up to be back, guys, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Yep. See you in the next one.